Hey everyone, it's Kristen, and I wanted to share with everyone a self-care magic puzzle. I think self-care is always important, but I really wanted to share this with you at this time just because I think self-care is really of utmost importance and really a priority during these times. And so this video, I wanted to just show you what you're getting and also how to use the magic puzzle. So if you've been following me for any length of time, you've seen the magic puzzles. If you're in my free Mystic Crafts class, you've seen another example of the magic puzzle. We did one for the January's Mystic Crafts. But if you're not familiar with them, I just want to show you how to use it and also what you're going to receive. So this is part of the PDF that you're going to receive. This is the puzzle. You'll also be receiving a back, meaning an image for the back, which is this. So you can print the front and the back onto a piece of cardstock. And as you can see, I like to laminate mine. So you can laminate it or not laminate it. I like to laminate it, cut it out, and then round the corners. So these lines are cut guides, and I would suggest that you use them. I do have another version of this sheet that you can use that also has another cut guide that gives you kind of a square outline so that you'll know how to cut on these sides. So I don't like to use that line guide just because sometimes the lines will show up and it's very just distracting for me, but use whatever you need. I'm used to cutting these out now, so but there is a little bit of a learning curve. I would suggest that you use your cut lines here. And if you're cutting, say, vertically, the next cut I would make would be horizontal cuts here. And that way you'll be able to figure out where everything is in terms of where you should cut. Because when you look at your puzzle, you can see that each square, each puzzle piece has half of a square on it. So there are 4 halves on each square. And so that's why those cutting guidelines are going to be really important for you. And I'll have some instructions on that. But let's talk about how do you use your magic puzzle. First of all, you can see that each of these squares is an action. This is actually based on, kind of loosely based, I guess, on my Do It Now deck. So I have a whole deck of cards that gives you actions like this. I've changed a few of them. I've added, I think, stop and go are new. But all of these are just different actions. You can interpret them any way that you'd like. But I think of these in terms of self-care actions. And, you know, again, that's what I'm thinking of for this. But again, you can use this in any way that you like. So when you mix up your puzzle, you do your puzzle, and you create an action like laugh or release, that is your message. It's saying to laugh or it's saying to release something. You can use this just as a kind of way to look at your self-care, things that you might want to focus on for the day or for the week. You can also use this in a divinatory way as well. I got this word decide. It came up, and within a day or two, I really did have to make an important decision. So this is, as with everything I create, it's divinatory as well, but feel free to use it in whatever way makes sense for you. Now let me show you how to use the magic puzzle. First of all, there's 9 pieces. So if you've cut out your magic puzzle correctly, you should have 9 pieces to it. The way that you use it is to turn it face down. And the reason why I give you a card back as well is because you don't want the card backs to be you don't really want to be able to distinguish one back from another, or else you will subconsciously remember what those pieces are. So you just turn them down, face down, and then do a washing shuffle to mix them up. And you can focus on the intention of what self-care do I need to do right now? What actions do I need to focus on now? And once you feel like you have shuffled them satisfactorily, then I just start putting them, I still keep them face down, and I just start putting them into an order. So you just want 3 rows of 3. And then I turn them over like a book once I have them in this position. And once you have them all turned over, you want to look for matches. That's why it's a puzzle. So you're just looking for matches, first of all. So for example, I see a match with these 2. Now, what you need to know in this, once you have it here, you cannot move these out of position. Meaning you cannot lift them up and move them somewhere else. But you can turn each square all the way around in order to make a match. Okay, so those are the basic rules that I follow. And I can see one has already formed here, cry. I could see rest here, so I'm going to turn these 2 so that they will form rest. And usually what I think of too is the first one that I see is the one that I go with, because I might be able to make something else by turning this again. Like actually I can see sing here. Here's the beginning of it. Here's the end of it. But if I were to turn these 2, I lose cry. And I also lose rest. Okay, but you may want to keep sing in mind like as an alternate list. That's how I think of it. You're either going to cry and rest or sing. Let's see, turn this one around for rest. And then I see over here exercise. And you may notice that this puzzle, the decide here is different. I changed the color because it was too similar to one of the other ones. But other than that, your puzzle should look exactly like this one. I want to see up here at the top, I see these 2 are a match, and that is pray. And then I can also see a match with these 2, and that is laugh. Now I do find that because there are only 9 of these, it's actually easier to find pairs with a smaller number of cards. So you should get, I would say, at least 2 matches every time. So if you haven't found 2 matches, I would say look a little bit harder. It's pretty easy to find at least 2 matches. At this point, I do see go right here that I could make. But again, I'd have to change these 2. And I think that's about all that I see. I always say that you can only see your stuff. So if you're looking at this and you're going, oh no, I see another one, that's your stuff. So that's not my stuff. So I feel like if, once you feel like you've seen everything, that's your reading. And so my reading is telling me to pray, to laugh, to cry, to exercise, and rest. So if when you play with the cards, you'll get a different combination, different number of pairs, and also, different things coming up. So this is a pretty quick way to do a reading just in the morning before you start your day. And also just for a really quick insights. And again, to me, I've also seen it just from a divinatory standpoint, give you a sense of what might be coming, what to expect, and also how to prepare. So I hope you enjoy this self-care magic puzzle.